So the main event of this program was Twinkle Toes, Gallows, and Anderson against the CEO of Moxley Plumbing and his sidekicks, the Cucamonga Kids. I was good. Didn't they have this last week? Or didn't I ask that last week?
Last week, you, in fact, asked the exact same question. What I believe is confusing you is it was 3 weeks ago, you had the Young Bucks and their pal Brandon Cutler versus the Lucha Brothers and the Laredo Kid. And then last week, it was the Lucha Brothers and the Laredo Kid versus Omega and the Good Brothers. And then this week, it's the Good Brothers and Omega versus the Bucks and Moxley.
Yeah, all right. The Cucamonga Kids are still upset because they've lost Harpo Fingerbang's fucking friendship. Moxley comes in from the parking lot again. Why did the Bucks spend so much time here a few months ago trying to turn heel and then they just end up being baby faces still again or continuously? But they were obnoxious, smart-ass baby faces for a while. Did they ever actually work heel?
Nothing has ever been explained. Nothing has ever been explained about why they were so conflicted and they were super kicking Tony and Marvez and causing all these problems. And then things went back to normal. And then Don Callis has been abusing him. And then it leads to this. And so much bad acting from, what's his name? Matt Buck or whatever his name. I forget his name right now.
Matt Cucamonga.
Matt Cucamonga.
What?
And then the other one is like the stoner who's never smoked. I can't even explain what's going on in that head.
And the thing, I mean, spoiler alert, the Bucks are about to turn heel in this match. But the problem is they turned heel 6 months ago. They were super kicking the TV announcers and being smartasses. And then suddenly somebody savages their father and bloodies their father. So they're baby faces trying to get even. But then, who was it that beat up their father?
And Jericho and MJF.
Oh, gosh.
Well, and then that ended.
Anyway, Harpo and Pieface started out. And they locked up and danced around like two old washwomen. Like they'd never locked up before. Then, old balding Cucamonga, he got in with Harpo, and they got so mixed up on a spot, they got a step ahead of themselves and got off track and couldn't get back on, and Harpo grabbed a headlock with his right arm. They were so far afield. He grabbed the headlock with his right arm. And they just fumbled through that. They did some flawless gymnastics. They just can't fight or wrestle or appear tough or serious, but they can do gymnastics all day long. All three baby faces did a dive at the same time, and everything came to a halt so they could go to the break. When they came back, they gave Moxley a tag. He made a big comeback. Then they stopped him. And they got some heat on him. He sells a little bit better for Gallows and Anderson because they're big enough to make him, I think, is the only reason. Another cold tag to balding Cucamonga. And he did more stuff, and then they did some more cold tags, and then Harpo and Pieface went into a long exchange, and everybody else disappeared. Like I was talking about earlier, you could see Moxley actually kneeling on the floor behind the apron, looking up over it, waiting for his turn to come in. While now matches are like concerts. They have a drum solo, so the other guys can go take a piss. Midnight Express did a few hour Broadways. I would have liked to have had a goddamn drum solo, so I could have run back in a fucking bathroom and taken a piss. And then suddenly your friend Matt Cucamonga, will not super kick Harpo. They're still friends. And then Harpo slaps the shit out of him several times, so Pieface takes him down and hits him with 1,000 fake punches in the vicinity of his elbow. This was worse than the girls. Matt Jackson throws punches worse than a girl. Because it's conclusive evidence now. The fake punches the girl threw still look better than the fake punches that this idiot threw. Then everybody hit a finish on everybody, and after each one of them, they just roll out and make room for the next ones to come in and do their stunt. Everybody did the same shit they do in every match. And then suddenly Pieface again got worried that Harpo was hurt. Maybe there's something going on between them two. You think old Matt Jackson's wife should be worried?
I don't think so, no.
So the Bucks couldn't bring themselves, I believe was a quote from one of the announcers, to finish off Harpo. But Moxley, being a grown adult man supposedly, is pissed about that because it's supposed to be a fight they're in instead of goddamn grade school. Guess what? You picked the wrong company to fucking abscond to, Moxley. You don't want to be in grade school. So Moxley's pissed, so he jumps in and DDTs Harpo twice, while Gallows and Anderson are absolutely nowhere to be seen because this isn't their part. So this giant 300-pound Gallows has been neutralized somewhere and is not even a part of this. And then the Bucks turn around and super kick Moxley because they're mad that he DDT'd their friend Harpo that they've been fighting with and has just been slapping them in the face. Because this happens in every grade school in America. So then immediately, within 5 seconds, Kingston is running out the entranceway. Eddie Kingston, who literally had to be watching the monitor, waiting for a spot that he was needed in people's minds as a shoot. Not just waiting for his spot, but he had to be literally on the other side of the entrance because within 5 seconds after his own partners, Moxley's own partners, super kick him, here comes Kingston to save the day. And Gallows and Anderson reappear and glom him and kill him and give him a big bump on the stage that'll probably cause him to have permanent fucking injuries years later for no reason because nobody's going to remember it fucking tomorrow. And then, while they beat up Kingston, and Harpo now covers Moxley, and there's old Pieface Buck, old Matt Jackson, his spray tan was doing a Giuliani at this point.
Which Excalibur tried to cover up by saying he thought he saw a tear.
Yeah, no, what he saw was either his fake spray tan or his fucking hair coloring dripping down his fucking smarmy face. What a fucking mess. No wonder anybody cares about any of this. So now the referee counted 3 when Harpo covered Moxley after he's just seen all this shit go on right in front of him. But wait, there's an afterbirth. Gallows and Anderson hold Moxley so the Cucamonga kids can super kick him again. Because they might have actually gotten their super kick over if it just did the damage, but now they're going to do it again to get everybody used to it. What baby faces are now left in this company? There are 10 people in this fucking group alone now. You don't want to be on anybody's side because everybody's an asshole that turns on everybody else depending on which way the wind is blowing. Nobody has any honor or integrity. Page's never been a heel. He's just been a sad, depressed drunk. This whole fucking company is sad and depressed. I'm sad and depressed after I have to watch this. Is that who they're appealing to? I understand now that everybody in the modern generation is sad and depressed also. And now it's a whole goddamn cottage industry of people being sad and depressed and worried. Imagine that. They've invented worry and anxiety over the past few years. We never had anything to worry about. We never had any anxiety. We weren't sad and depressed. We were just fucking miserable. It's life. Get over it. Nip up, sunshine. Tomorrow will be a brighter day. Fuck, I hate all these people. What do you think?
I mean, this Young Bucks conflicted heel turn has been awful. I'm not as negative about Omega as you have always said. However, if you were going to make him your world champion and run with him, anything would have been better than the Impact relationship and having the Good Brothers with him. Will you stop ripping paper?
I'm not done.
Are you ripping them into little strips? What are you doing?
No, this is individual pages. Straight in half.
Come on. How many pages do you have?
Next to last.
Do you hear this, Tony Khan? This is what you should be doing with your booking fucking sheets.
Yeah.
With your formats. Rip them up. Throw them away. This was bad. Again, the AEW hardcore fan is even getting sick of the way the Young Bucks have been presented for the last half of a year, with the Good Brothers, who really aren't doing anything to add to AEW, and to the casual wrestling fan who doesn't care about New Japan stuff from 5 years ago, or just the guys from Raw that you were tuning out. This whole thing is not good. This is really, really not good. And it's going to keep going this way. There's a trajectory right now, and there's a certain way the booking and the formatting of this show are going, and it's one direction. Not good. That's my final thoughts about this match, this angle, and this show. The conflicted Matt Jackson. I would love him to go to acting school. Take time off. Go to acting school. Maybe Cody and Brandy could recommend something if you'll talk to them. But not good. Really not good.
You're famous for saying not good. Rip Rogers is famous for saying fucking rotten, fucking rotten. I think I'm going to go with fucking rotten over not good. Anyway, speaking of fucking rotten, we're going to be back on... We're going to be back on Tuesday with the Drive-Thru, where we talk about more fucking rotten. This is what it's come to, folks. You know, you like the program, you listen to the program that we do here because we do have fun, Brian and I. But this is our only sanctuary anymore. All the people out there who used to really like to watch wrestling and now are either just don't have anything to watch except to have the piss taken out of it like we do, or are, as many of our fans are, actively enraged at what they've done to our favorite thing, and therefore you like to tune in so that we can take the piss out of it, because we are not like Heyman, who's the voice of the homeless, we're the voice of the voiceless. And more people agree with us that are watching this shit, because if you take the number of people who have quit watching wrestling in the past 20 years and you compare it to the number of people who still watch wrestling, then apparently it was about 5 times as many people that wanted to see the old stuff as do this fucking horse shit. So we're only going by the verifiable numbers, folks. Anyway,